Hi guys. Now today we are going to learn paper number F6 Pedagogy of English, in that unit number 2. The unit number 2 name is Approaches, Methods and Techniques of Teaching and Learning English and Lesson Planning. Okay? So, before that we have to know what is approach, what is methods and techniques of teaching and learning English and lesson planning. Okay, in that there is says that the right methods in the hands of only right teachers can help in the attainment of goals, because the teacher has to understand which is the right method for different types of student, and they have to use which type of the students in front of them, and they have to use the proper method for that student for getting the goals or getting the objective or achieve the objective. Okay, so म्हणजे थोडक्यात इथं काय म्हटलं की जो चांगला शिक्षक आहे, तर चांगला शिक्षक काय करतो, योग्य मेथडचा वापर करून जे उद्दिष्ट आहे ते अचीव करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. ओके, द मेथड्स अँड अप्रोचेस आर द इसेन्शियल पार्ट ऑफ इंग्लिश लँग्वेज टीचिंग. अ मेथड tells us how to teach. What? A method tells us how to teach. Okay, and approaches tells us what to teach. Okay, the method tells us how to teach, and the approaches tells us what to teach. Okay, so each methods and process approach has its own characteristics and principles which make teaching learning process more effective. Every method, every approaches, they have different features. Okay, so we have to think which is the benefit of which is beneficial method or beneficial approach to our topic, and by understanding these features we have to use the proper method or proper approaches in our lesson. So today we have to know what is approach, which are the different types of methods, which are the different types of techniques, which make the teaching learning process more effective. ओके, तर आपल्याला आज बघायचं आहे की थोडक्यात मेथड म्हणजे काय, हाऊ टू टीच, आपल्याला कसं शिकवायचं आहे हे मेथडॉलॉजी सांगत असते. अँड अप्रोचेस टेल्स अस व्हॉट टू टीच, आपल्याला काय शिकायचं आहे. तर दिस approaches and methods, they have different characteristics, different features, and as per our lesson we have to choose the proper method or proper approaches for our teaching learning process. Before that we have to know the definition of approaches. Okay, approach. Okay, we have to know firstly what is approach. Approach means it is set of principles, beliefs or ideas about the nature of learning. Okay, nature of learning, which is translated into the classroom. To this called as a approach. What approach means? What it is a set of principles, beliefs or ideas about nature of learning which translated into the classroom. म्हणजे थोडक्यातच वर्गामध्ये जे काही अध्ययनाचं स्वरूप सांगितलं जातं तर ते अध्ययन कशा पद्धतीनं करावं किंवा त्याची तत्व काय आहेत, कल्पना काय आहेत, यालाच काय म्हटलेलं आहे, अप्रोचेस असं म्हटलेलं आहे. म्हणजे वर्गामध्ये अध्ययन करण्यासाठी जी काही वेगवेगळी मूलभूत तत्वे आहेत, काय आयडियाज आहेत, मीन्स अप्रोचेस मीन्स व्हॉट टू टीच. ओके, म्हणजे आपल्याला काय शिकवायचं आहे हे थोडक्यात, म्हणजे अध्ययन करण्यासाठी विद्यार्थ्यांना काय शिकवायचं हे ॲप्रोचेसमध्ये सांगितलं जातं. ॲप्रोचेस इट इज वन्स व्ह्यू पॉईंट टुवर्ड्स टीचिंग. ओके, म्हणजे काय शिकवायचं हे या ॲप्रोचेसमधून सांगितलं जातं. अँड ॲप्रोचेस डिफर इन द लेवल ऑफ टीचर अँड स्टुडंट पार्टिसिपेशन. आपण कोणता ॲप्रोच यूज करणार आहे ते त्यावरून जे काही टीचर्स म्हणजे शिक्षकाची जी लेवल आहे, टीचिंग लेवल आहे आणि विद्यार्थ्यांचा जो काही सहभाग आहे, तर यामधला फरक हा ॲप्रोचेसमध्ये आपण सांगितला जातो. देन नेक्स्ट वी हॅव टू नो व्हॉट इज द मेथड. ओके, मेथड मीन्स व्हॉट? अ मेथड इज series of related and progressive acts performed by a teacher and student to achieve objectives of lesson. Okay, means a method means what? A series of related and progressive act performed by teacher student to achieve objective of lesson. म्हणजे हे थोडक्यात एक प्रकारे अध्यापन आहे. म्हणजे शिक्षकांसाठी आणि विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी जे काही त्या पाठाचं उद्दिष्ट आहे तर ते पाठाचं उद्दिष्ट पूर्ण करण्यासाठी आपण जे काही वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे कृती करतो, मग शिक्षक कृती असू दे किंवा विद्यार्थी कृती असू दे, तर त्यालाच काय म्हटलं जातं? मेथड असं म्हटलं जातं. म्हणजे अध्यापन प्रक्रिया यशस्वी होण्यासाठी आपण शिक्षक कृती आणि जी काही विद्यार्थी कृती होत असते तर त्यालाच मेथड असं म्हटलेलं आहे. देन नेक्स्ट वी हॅव टू लर्न व्हॉट इज द टेक्निक. व्हॉट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ टेक्निक्स? ओके, द टेक्निक्स मीन्स व्हॉट? द टेक्निक is the personal art or style of the teacher in carrying out the procedure. Okay, procedure of teaching. The technique means what? It is a personal art or style of the teacher in carrying out the procedure of teaching. Okay, म्हणजे हे एक प्रकारे काय आहे की शिक्षक शिकवत असताना त्याची स्वतःची अशी जी कला आहे किंवा स्वतःची अशी जी स्टाईल आहे तर त्यालाच टेक्निक असं म्हटलं जातं. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट नाऊ इफ यू सी there are the different types of methods. Okay, see here in the notebook, here there is a different types of methods. Okay, if you see here, okay, these different types of, which are the different types of method? First, the grammar translation method, then the direct method, then bilingual method, Dr. Wade's new method, or the textbook method, the eclectic method, activity based learning. And these are the, which here see, some methods have given one symbol, okay, asterisk symbol. That is the, which are they? The grammar translation method, the direct method, the eclectic method, and activity based learning. These methods are now we are going to study in this topic. Okay, then next there are approaches. Okay, which are the approaches? Approaches of teaching English. The audio lingual approach, the oral and oral approach, the structural approach, and next the communicative approach, the skill based approach, the situational approach, the humanistic approach, and the multi skill approach, and lastly what, the constructivist approach. And for our learning, or in this topic we are going to learn about the constructivist approach, the multi skill approach, the communicative approach, and the structural approach. Okay, these are the different types of methods and approaches, and we are now going to learn which are the different types of methods. Okay, in this, see here, there are the different types of methods. Okay, in this, firstly we are going to learn the grammar translation method. Okay, the grammar translation method. Okay, the grammar translation method. In that, what is the meaning of grammar translation method? Okay, in this grammar translation method, there is a focus on translation of text, grammar, and rote learning of vocabulary. Okay, translation means what? There is change in the one language to our mother tongue. Okay, change or explain the concept in one language to another language. Okay, or one language to mother tongue. To this called as a ट्रान्सलेशन म्हणजेच काय की भाषांतर करणे, एका भाषेतून दुसऱ्या भाषेमध्ये रूपांतर करणं, त्याला ट्रान्सलेशन असं म्हटलं जातं. सो इन दिस ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड देर इज गिवन फोकस ऑन द ट्रान्सलेशन ऑफ टेक्स्ट, ग्रामर अँड व्होकॅब्लरी. म्हणजे इथं भाषांतराला महत्त्व दिलं जातं. काय भाषांतर केलं तर टेक्स्ट, मजकूर आहे तो, त्याचबरोबर व्याकरण अँड व्होकॅब्लरी, जे काही वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे शब्द आहेत तर त्याचं ट्रान्सलेशन केलं जातं. द ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड मीन्स द टीचिंग द टार्गेट लँग्वेज बाय ट्रान्सलेटिंग इट इन टू मदर टंग. ओके, वी हॅव टू नो दिस. व्हॉट द meaning of grammar translation method? The translation method means what? teaching the target language, teaching the target language, teaching the target language. Here what? Here target language is English. Okay. Translating it into mother tongue. This is called as a grammar translation method. Okay. What is the grammar translation method? Teaching the target language, which is the English. Okay. Now, and translating it into mother tongue. Mother tongue whatever. Now here our mother tongue is a Marathi. Okay. So म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, हे द टीचिंग टार्गेट जे काही आपल्याला म्हणजे जी काही समोर आपल्या लँग्वेज आहे तर ती आपल्या मातृभाषेमध्ये ट्रान्सलेट करणं ची पद्धत, त्यालाच ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड असं म्हटलं जातं. द टीचर ट्रान्सलेट इच वर्ड्स अँड सेंटेन्स इन टू मदर टंग. ओके. सो टुडे नाऊ वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न विच आर द मेरिट्स. ओके. Here we are going to learn the merits. Firstly we learn merit, and then after we learn the demerits. Okay. Which are the merits? See here. First, this method is useful for the class in which there is a large number of students. This method is useful This method is useful for large number of students. Okay. This method is useful for large number of students. म्हणजे जिथे जास्त विद्यार्थी संख्या आहे तर त्यासाठी ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन this method is useful for that students. Then second, it is beneficial to in the class where there are student various levels of intelligence, but this is more useful for average and below average students. Okay. So this method is also useful for different intellectual level student. Okay. So this method is useful for different intellectual level students. Okay. See, in our class there are very intelligent student, then average student and below average student. There are 3 types of students are available in our class. So intellectual student are understanding English, but average student and below average student, they don't understand in English to English. So we have to use the grammar translation methods for that average and below average student. म्हणजे जे मध्यम बुद्ध्यांक असतात, जे कमी बुद्धिमत्तेचे असतात, तर अशा विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी ही ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड useful for that student. Okay. The next, it helps the teacher to clear the meaning of words and sentence easily. By this grammar translation method, we clear the meaning. The teacher clear the meaning of words and sentence very easily by translating it into the mother tongue. Okay. Then fourth, म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय, एखादा जे काही शिक्षक असतात तर त्या शिक्षकांना प्रत्येक शब्दाचे अर्थ किंवा सेंटेन्सचे अर्थ सांगण्यासाठी ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड दॅट इज युजफुल फॉर for the clear the meaning of words and sentence easily. So the next merit is the student understand very easily if taught with this method. Okay, student understand easily. ओके, बाय युझिंग धिस मेथड. म्हणजे विद्यार्थी अगदी सहजपणे समजू शकतात प्रत्येक कंटेंट. ओके, किंवा कन्सेप्ट. देन नेक्स्ट फिफ्थ मेरिट इज इज डज नॉट कंझ्युम टाइम in finishing the syllabus. Means save time. Okay, this method save times. Okay, in teaching learning process, because the teachers every time use the mother tongue, and so because of this because of this that does not the consume time in finishing the syllabus. म्हणजे सिलेबस आपल्याला पटकन संपवायचा असेल तर ही ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड दिस इज फुल. So these are the different types of merits. Okay, which are they? This method is useful for large number of students. Okay, then this method is also useful for different intellectual level student, and mostly this is useful for the average student and below average student. म्हणजे जिथं जास्त विद्यार्थी संख्या आहे अशा ठिकाणी ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशन मेथड उपयोगी आहे. जिथं विविध प्रकारचे बुद्ध्यांक असलेले विद्यार्थी आहेत त्यासाठी ही मेथड उपयोगी आहे, आणि त्यातले त्यात मध्यम बुद्ध्यांक असलेले आणि कमी बुद्ध्यांक असलेल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी उपयोगी आहे. इट हेल्प टू द टीचर क्लिअर द मिनिंग ऑफ वर्ड्स अँड सेंटेन्स. इथं शिक्षकांना कुठल्याही प्रकारचे शब्द असू दे किंवा वाक्य असू दे तर त्याचं मिनिंग समजण्यास विद्यार्थ्यांना समजावून सांगण्यासाठी हे दिस मेथड इज युजफुल. दॅन नेक्स्ट बाय दिस मेथड द स्टुडंट अंडरस्टँड व्हेरी इझिली. म्हणजे इथं विद्यार्थी सहजपणे समजू शकतात. अँड लास्टली वॉट दिस मेथड इज सेव्ह द टाइम ऑर डू नॉट कन्झ्युम मोर टाइम फॉर कम्प्लीट ऑर फिनिशिंग द सिलेबस. म्हणजे इथं सिलेबस पटकन या ग्रामर ट्रान्सलेशनमुळं किंवा जास्तीत जास्त वेळ हा ही मेथड किंवा जास्तीत जास्त वेळ ही मेथड ही घेत नाही. म्हणजेच इट मेथड इज सेव्ह द टाइम. Okay, then next demerit is that demerits means weaknesses. Okay, first, no oral work taken place in the classroom due to this method. Okay, no oral work. Why? Every time the student tells to the student in mother tongue, so there is no need to oral work of English or practicing oral work of English. म्हणजे इथं इंग्लिशची कोणत्याही पद्धतीनं प्रॅक्टिस, कम्युनिकेशन प्रॅक्टिस किंवा तोंडी प्रॅक्टिस ही किंवा कुठल्या प्रकारची तोंडी क्रिया इथं तोंडी परीक्षा असू दे किंवा तोंडी सराव या मेथडच्या माध्यमातून होत नाही. देन सेकंड, द मेन फोकस रिमेन्स ऑन द मदर टंग अँड द target language remains ignored. So the target language is ignored by this method. म्हणजे जी आपली in this method what happen, there is given the focus on the mother tongue or target language that are the neglected or ignored by the teacher or also the student. Okay, म्हणजे इथं जी मातृभाषा आहे त्याच्यावर फोकस दिला जातो आणि त्याच्यामध्ये टार्गेट लँग्वेज जी आहे म्हणजे इंग्लिशवर जो आहे तर तो पूर्णपणे इग्नोरन्स. कारण प्रत्येक वेळेला इथं शिक्षक मराठीमध्ये सांगतात हीच कन्सेप्ट त्या मुलांना म्हणजे दे अंडरस्टँड दॅट, सो दे इग्नोर टू द कम्युनिकेशन इन द इंग्लिश टुवर्ड्स द इंग्लिश. देन नेक्स्ट, एम्फसिस इज नॉट गिवन टू स्पीकिंग स्किल. No importance for speaking. ओके, म्हणजे इथं कोणत्याही प्रकारे देर इज नो गिवन इम्पॉर्टन्स फॉर स्पीकिंग इंग्लिश. ओके, ओनली the teacher translate, only students speak in a mother tongue, so the speaking skill that is ignored by or there is not given importance for the speaking. Then next, fourth, the student do not develop the capacity of thinking in target language. Okay, don't develop thinking in target language. Okay, by this using this method there is no given chance to think in a target language. Every time the student think about the mother tongue. Okay, then fifth, it does not help out the student to develop their pronunciation skills. Don't or do not develop pronunciation skill. म्हणजे जे इंग्लिशचे उच्चार आहेत. ओके, सो these pronunciation do not develop by using this grammar translation method, because the teacher and students are always use the mother tongue for the speaking in the class or teaching learning process. So this method do not help the pronunciation skill of the English or of the target language. So these are the different types of uh, demerits of a grammar translation method. So which are they? No oral work, because of every time the teacher tells in a mother tongue, so there is no work of a oral related target language. Second, the target language is ignored because there is given more focus on mother tongue, so the target language is ignored in this method. Then no importance for the speaking. Okay, why? Because every time the teacher tell in a Marathi or in a mother tongue, so the speaking skill of the student that is ignored in this method. Then do not develop thinking in a target language. If you every time we translate this target language in mother tongue, so because of this what happen, the student no, the teacher will tell in a mother tongue after some time. So I can understand by in a Marathi or in mother tongue. So they ignore towards the target language, and they do not think in a target language. Okay. Then next, don't develop pronunciation skill in a target language. Okay, so because of this using every time mother tongue, and so because of this what happened, the pronunciation skill of the target language or the target language is never come in a speak for the speech. So because of this what happened, there is also do not develop the pronunciation skill in the target language. So these are the merits and demerits related to the grammar translation method. Okay, the next method is the direct method. Okay, the this direct method that is opposite of the grammar translation method. Second, direct method. Okay, in grammar translation method what happened, the teacher translate the text or content, uh, the target language into mother tongue. So in this grammar translation method there is given the focus on mother tongue, and so because of this what happened, the target language is ignored. But this is vice versa, or this is the opposite method, okay, of the grammar translation method. This is the direct method. In direct method what happened, the direct method came as reaction against the grammar translation method, and in this method the learner learns the foreign language in the same way as he learns mother tongue. Okay, and to this direct method there is also called as reform Another name for the direct method is reformed or the natural method. Okay, reform or natural method. This another name or another another name for the direct method. This reform or the natural method. Also, what happened in this method? In this method, learner learns the foreign language in the same way as mother tongue. What? In this method, learner learns the target language as they learns their mother tongue. ओके, म्हणजे थोडक्यात जशी इथं आपली मदर टंग शिकली जाते त्याच पद्धतीनं ह्याच्यामध्ये काय केलं तर टार्गेट लँग्वेज और फॉरेन लँग्वेज दॅट इज ऑल्सो लर्न बाय द स्टुडंट्स in this method. Okay, it uses only the target language. There is no use of mother tongue in this direct method. There are only the teacher use the target language or foreign language for explanation also. Okay, म्हणजे इथं कुठल्याही पद्धतीचा मराठीचा वापर केला किंवा मदर टंगचा वापर केला जात नाही. फक्त आणि फक्त टार्गेट लँग्वेजमध्येच एक्सप्लेनेशन हे केलं जातं. द नेक्स्ट, while what is the meaning, sorry, what is, we have to know what is the actual meaning of direct method. For direct method is the method of teaching a foreign language, especially a modern language, through conversation, discussion, and reading in the language itself, without use of pupils language, and without translation, and without the study of formal language. And so the first word is taught by pointing to the object or pictures or by performing action. In this direct method, what happens? There is no use of pupils language. Only the teacher translate in foreign language or in target language. Suppose they have to teach the pen. Okay, so the student don't know actual the spelling of pen, so the teacher has to use the object. So here, what is this, we have to ask students, and the will tell, or the teacher tell, this is pen, pen, pen. So say student, what is this? The student tell, this is pen. And spelling, what is the spelling of, the teacher asks, what is the spelling of this pen? The student tell, pen, pen. So as per this, for introduction of new words, the teacher use to introduce the new words or introduce the new vocabulary to the student, they use different types of object. They use different types of flash teaching aids, they use different types of, or they perform the act for understanding the concept or understanding the new words or understanding the vocabulary. Okay, so to this called as a direct method. There is no given focus on the mother tongue, only and only they give the focus on the target language or the foreign language. Okay, now we have to know what is the aims of the direct methods. What is the aims or which are the objectives of the direct method? First, to make the pupil think in English. What is the aims or objective? Think in English. Every time we have to we have to speak or explain in English without explaining in English. So to this is the aim of direct method. Secondly, to enable the pupils to express uh, their thoughts, their feelings, hmm, by English. Okay. Every time student have to express, they expose their thoughts, their feelings, directly using English language without use of the mother tongue. Okay, so this is the aim of a direct method. 3, to enable the pupil to acquire the ability to grasp the sense of, to grasp to grasp the content in English. Okay, without using the mother tongue. Every time, what is the aim of this direct method? Every time student have to grasp all which is read by them and which is understand by them. Every time they have to grasp their grasping ability every time in English. Okay, without मेकिंग यूज ऑफ द मदर टंग. म्हणजे प्रत्येक वेळेला विद्यार्थ्यांनी काय केलं पाहिजे, जे काही ग्रास्पिंग आहे किंवा अंडरस्टँडिंग जे आहे, दे हॅव टू ग्रास्प द कंटेंट इन अ इंग्लिश लँग्वेज विदाउट युझिंग द मदर टंग. ओके, देन फोर्थ इज दॅट टू डेव्हलप इन द प्युपिल द इन्स्टिक्टिव्ह or unerring language sense which we all possesses in very degrees in the mother tongue. Okay, so these are the different types of aims which is used in a direct method. These 3 aims is the most important. Every time the student think in English. Okay, every time student have to express their thoughts by English without using the mother tongue, and every time student have to understand or they have to develop their uh, grasping capacity to understand the content in English without using the mother tongue. Okay, and lastly, what the lastly to their one reminder is to develop in the pupil the instinctive or unerring language sense. Instinctive and unerring language. Every time student have to give the concentration towards the unerring language. Okay, without making use of the mother tongue. Okay, then now next, today we are going in this the direct point. Next point is that what the principles of direct method. Principles of direct method. Okay, so we have to understand which are the principles of direct method. First is that use of target language, means without using the mother tongue, every time student have to use, student or also the teachers has to use of the target language. Okay, this is the one principle. There is no use of mother tongue, in the classroom instruction are given in a target language without using the mother tongue. Okay, so every time the new words that is also explained in a simple target language or in a simple English. Okay, then next, second principle, direct bond between word. Direct bond between word. Okay, or ideas. There is direct bond between words, ideas, thought, experience. Here in this method, what happen? The learners has to think and speak in the target language only. Okay. For example, to teach the meaning of word cup, a cup has to be shown to the student, and so it is required. Okay. So if you want to develop the direct bond between the words, between the feelings, okay, or between the experience, suppose you have to take a lesson related to the rain. On that time, what happen? The teacher has to teach the rain topic or rain poem in a actual rainy seasons, because student will understand very easily by using this direct bond between the concept. For example, uh, I will show what is this. This is paper. Okay, paper, this is paper. Okay, you have to show the object for introduce the new words in front of the students without using the mother tongue. Okay, then next principle is the oral practice. We have to take more and more oral practice for the pronunciation, and for the communication skill. We have to use more more and more oral practice for correct pronunciation. For the new teaching points are introduced orally. Okay, so because of this, we have, if you take the oral practice more and more for the communication or for the speaking English, we can also correct the communication of the student, which are they are going to mistake. We can also correct their mistakes while they are oral practicing. Okay, then next, and we can also correct the pronunciation, their stress, and different types of sub skill related to the communication. Okay, then next, fourth, ओरल प्रॅक्टिस म्हणजेच काय, आपण जर सारखं तोंडी जर प्रॅक्टिस आपण घेतली, सारखं कम्युनिकेशन इंग्लिशशी, किंवा सारखे आपण प्रोनाऊन्सिएशन प्रॅक्टिस किंवा त्या विद्यार्थ्यांचे प्रोनाऊन्सिएशन क्लिअर जर केले, तर आपल्याला काय होईल की विद्यार्थ्यांचं कम्युनिकेशन, इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन स्किल हे साहजिकच वाढेल. सो वी हॅव टू यूज मोर अँड मोर ओरल प्रॅक्टिस. देन नेक्स्ट, इंडक्टिव्ह टीचिंग ऑफ ग्रामर. Inductive teaching of grammar. Inductive methods, there are two types of methods is used for the grammar, inductive and deductive. In this inductive method, what happen? In inductive method, the teacher has to give the more and more example firstly, and then after they introduce the rule. Okay, म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची उदाहरणं सांगितली जातात आणि त्यानंतर जो काही नियम आहे तर तो विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवला जातो. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस युझिंग inductive teaching in grammar, this is also the principle of a direct method. And lastly, what? The teaching of vocabulary. Teaching of vocabulary. In vocabulary is selected or graded carefully. Vocabulary, when we teach the vocabulary, on that time that will be the selected. त्याची योग्य निवड करणं गरजेचं आहे. त्याचं ग्रॅडेशन मीन्स प्रॉपर सिक्वेन्स जो आहे तर तो सिक्वेन्स हा फर्स्टली वी हॅव टू इंट्रोड्यूस द capital letters, then after we have to introduce the what the second small letters, and then after we have to use the firstly we have to introduce or we have to introduce the vocabulary simple words, then after we have to introduce the sentence. Okay, so we have to when we are going to teach the vocabulary in front of the student, we have to use the proper selection and gradation for this teaching vocabulary, and we can use the different types of object, different types of pictures, we perform different types of act in front of them. Okay, so different types of vocabulary every day we have to take different types of games, different types of activity for teaching the vocabulary, okay, in the classroom. So these are the principles of direct method: use of target language, more, the teacher and also the student use more and more English language without using the mother tongue. The direct bond between, if you want to introduce the new words, you have to show the direct objective or give the direct experience to the student, and because of this what happened, the student understand very easily the English language or new language. We have to take the more and more oral practice for the communication skill, and we can correct their pronunciation and their sub skill of the communication by using this oral practice. And the inductive teaching of grammar means teacher gives the more, म्हणजे शिक्षक भरपूर काय करतात, एक्झाम्पल्स देतात आणि त्यानंतर नियम सांगतात. त्यालाच इंडक्टिव्ह मेथड असं म्हटलं जातं. अँड एव्हरी टाइम द टीचर हॅज टू यूज द indirect method, the teacher has to use the inductive teaching of grammar. And lastly what, when the teacher has to introduce the new vocabulary or new words in front of the student, they have to perform, they have to they have to use the dramatization, they have to use different objectives, they have to give the direct experience, they have to use different types of picture flashcards, then they also use the different types of games they can also use for introduction the vocabulary. Okay, so now we are going to learn the merits and demerits of a direct method. Okay, merits, merits and demerits. Okay, so first the merit is that this method is give ample practice in the skill of listening, and ample practice, more and more practice in listening and स्पीकिंग. इथं काय जास्तीत जास्त लिसनिंगला आणि स्पीकिंगला, म्हणजे इथं विद्यार्थी काय करत असतात, खूप काळजीपूर्वक ऐकत असतात, त्यामुळं लिसनिंग स्किल डेव्हलप होतं. लिसनिंग स्किल म्हणजे आपल्याला इथं विद्यार्थ्यांना जसे टीचर्स, हाऊ द टीचर टॉक, देन द टीचर हॅज टू से बिहाइंड देम और आफ्टर द टीचर, म्हणजे शिक्षक जसे बोलतात त्यानंतर विद्यार्थ्यांना इथं कम्युनिकेट करायचं असतं किंवा इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेट करायचं असतं. सो लिसनिंग स्किल अँड स्पीकिंग स्किल, because every time that student have to use the English language, they have to speak in English. So because of this what happen, the practice in, there is more practice in a listening and speaking skill. Okay, is happen in a direct method. Second, direct method is natural method. The learner learns English directly like mother tongue. So no need to take help of other language and so because of this what happened, it save time, it save time in learning. What here is said that the what the direct method to this called as also natural method. So because of this what happens, the student learn naturally. Natural learning means what? Firstly the student observe, then student listen, then student speak, then student read, and then after they write. This is the natural way of a developing skill. And so because of this what happen, as student learn the mother tongue, as like this the student learn the इंग्लिश लँग्वेज. जशी मदर टंग शिकली जाते त्याच नॅचरल वेनी काय केलं जातं इथं. फर्स्टली कसे शिक्षक बोलतात हे ऑब्झर्व केलं जातं. सेकंडली शिक्षक कसे बोलतात ते ऐकलं जातं. त्यानंतर शिक्षक कसे बोलतात त्या पद्धतीनं विद्यार्थी बोललं जातं. त्यानंतर रीडिंग प्रॅक्टिस होते, त्यानंतर रायटिंग. सो ॲज पर द नॅचरल वे देर इज डेव्हलपमेंट ऑफ द इंग्लिश लँग्वेज और target language. And so because of this what happen, there is the save the time in learning. Okay, then next, the student think in English, it develop fluency in speech. They do not find any difficulty to express. So because of this direct method happen, there is don't find difficulties in thinking, in speaking, and in reading, and also in writing. Okay, so the student, it enable the student to write. So there is no fine difficulty when the teachers use the direct method. They or the student think in English. Okay, because student know that there is not given explanation in a mother tongue by the teacher. They only use the English. Huh? So because of this what happens, the student every time they think in a English. And so because of this what happen, it develop the fluency in a speaking. They develop, the student find no any difficulty in a speaking, in thinking, in reading, and also in a writing process. Then fourth, there is no intervention of mother tongue. No intervention of mother tongue, or it help acquire a command over language. And because of the direct method what happen, the student can acquire command on language, or in a English, or in target language. Okay, so because of this teacher every time they use the English language without using the mother tongue. So because of this what happen, there is no intervention, or there is no disturbance of mother tongue, and student acquire the command on the language. Okay, then next, in this method the student develop a taste for English literature. Okay, what happened in this method, the student develop taste in English literature. Student also develop, there is a interest in a English literature. ओके, म्हणजे जे काही इंग्रजी साहित्य आहे तर त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा आवड ही हळूहळू विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये डेव्हलप होत जाते. इन दिस मेथड फॉलो द प्रिन्सिपल लाईक पर्टिक्युलर टू जनरल, known to unknown. Okay, or it is psychologically sound method. different types of maxims. Hmm? Just like known to unknown, known to unknown, particular to general, just like the techniques or principles are used. So this called as a, this is a psychologically साऊंड मेथड. असं का म्हटलेलं आहे की याच्यामध्ये व्हेन द टीचर एक्सप्लेन द डायरेक्ट मेथड दे यूज नोन टू अननोन प्रिन्सिपल, म्हणजे जे माहीत आहे, पहिल्यांदा माहीत आहे ते सांगितलं जातं, अँड देन आफ्टर म्हणजे फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्ट जो आहे, आता विद्यार्थ्यांना पेपरचं स्पेलिंग माहीत नसतं पहिली दुसरीच्या. फर्स्टली काय केलं जातं, हा जो काही पेपर आहे, द पेपर इज शोज बाय द टीचर अँड देन आफ्टर they explain the spelling of paper. Okay, so what happens in this method, the psychological sound method is used, known to unknown, particular to general. Okay, so because of this what happen, the student can learn easily. Then next, through this method the teacher can cover up more syllabus, cover up more syllabus, because why, only the teacher give explanation in English, there is no uh, time is give to translation in mother tongue, so only teacher explain in a English. So because of this the more and more syllabus is covered by this method. And lastly, what, this method makes use of audiovisual aids, which makes the lesson interesting and effective. The lesson become more effective and attractive. Why? Because every time, suppose sometimes the student don't understand the concept, huh? So the teacher use the different types of picture, different types of videos, different types of charts for explanation process or for teaching process. So because of this what happen, the lesson become more attractive and more effective. Okay, then next, so these are the merits: more practice in a listening speaking skill, save time in learning, don't find the difficulties in thinking, speaking and reading English in English. Okay, and acquire command on language. The student acquire command on language. The student develop the taste in English literature, and it is a psychological sound method because the different types of principle, just like known to unknown, particular to general, that maxims are used in a teaching learning process. The more and more syllabus is covered up by this using this method, and the less, because the every time the teacher use different types of visual aids, and because of this what happen, the lesson become more effective and attractive. Okay, then now we are going to learn which are the demerits. First demerits is that the ample practice is given oral aspect only, and so because of this what happen, reading, writing, that skills are neglected. Okay, because there is only given focus on the what, oral practice. Okay, and so because of this what happen, the reading and writing skills are neglected by this method. Then next, the direct method is more suitable for only, sorry, only clever student, not for the ॲव्हरेज अँड बिलो स्टुडंट. म्हणजे ही फक्त क्लेवर स्टुडंटसाठी उपयोगी आहे, तर ॲव्हरेज आणि बिलो ॲव्हरेजच्या स्टुडंटसाठी उपयोगी नाही. ओके. देन नेक्स्ट, इट रिक्वायर्स competent teachers to fulfill the objective. It require competent teacher. Teacher has to make more and more preparation for taking the direct method. They have to use more and more teaching aids, for they have to want the time for that, and so for this direct method require the competent teacher. Okay. Then next, म्हणजे इथं तयारीचा शिक्षक किंवा क्षमतापूर्ण शिक्षक असणं गरजेचं आहे, कारण डिफरंट टाईप ऑफ टीचिंग एड्स हे कलेक्शन करावे लागतात, प्रिपेअर करावे लागतात. ओके. देन नेक्स्ट fourth, the fundamental principle of direct method is oral approach is stronger than visual in speaking foreign phraseology, and so because of this what happen, the children are not linguistically prepared, not linguistically prepared. The teacher are only, the student only speak, there is no uh, useful, or there is no use of proper grammar in a direct method, and so because of this what happen, there is not the linguistically prepared. Okay. Or student are not linguistically prepared. Next 5, the teacher require a lot of teaching aids and it becomes expensive. This is expensive method. Why? Every time the teacher has to use different types of teaching aids, and for this making teaching aid, this is very expensive. Then next, give ample practice in oral and oral work, and it is not possible because this method is not useful for overcrowded class. Okay. Why? Every time the teacher has to take the oral practice of personally student. Okay. And so because of this what happened, this method is not useful for the overcrowded class. Then abstract idea cannot be shown or explained by the direct method. Okay. Abstract ideas, okay, can't explain it. For example, honest, then loyal students. Okay. Then presence of mind, just this concept we can't express by using the teaching aids. Okay. Then next, grammar teaching is not systematic. And lastly, the teacher has to spend a lot of time for the preparation of the lesson. Time spent method. So these are the different demerits of the reading writing are neglected, because more importance is given only oral work. This is suitable for only clever student. म्हणजे फक्त हुशार विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी उपयोगी आहे, बिलो स्टुडंट आहेत किंवा ॲव्हरेज स्टुडंट जे आहेत तर त्यासाठी उपयोग नाही. रिक्वायर कॉम्पिटंट टीचर, म्हणजे यासाठी क्षमतापूर्ण असा शिक्षक असणं गरजेचं आहे. इट द स्टुडंट नॉट लिंग्विस्टिकली प्रिपेअर्ड, म्हणजे विद्यार्थी जे आहेत तर ते भाषिकरित्या प्रिपेअर किंवा ग्रॅमॅटिकली करेक्ट हे विद्यार्थी होत नाहीत. एक्सपेन्सिव्ह मेथड, बिकॉज एव्हरी टाईम द टीचर हॅज, एक्सपेन्सिव्ह म्हणजे खर्चिक मेथड आहे ही, बिकॉज द स्टुडंट हॅव टू मेक मोर अँड मोर टीचिंग एड्स. म्हणजे ते विद्यार्थी शिक्षकांना बरेच टीचिंग एड्स वापरावे लागतात, तयार करावे लागतात, त्यामुळे ही खर्चिक मेथड आहे. दिस मेथड इज ओनली युजफुल फॉर अ क्राऊडेड क्लास. म्हणजे जिथं नॉट युजफुल फॉर अ crowded class, because every time the teacher has to take the oral practice, and this is cannot success in a crowded class. हम्म? त्यानंतर ॲबस्ट्रॅक्ट आयडियाज कांट एक्सप्लेन. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, म्हणजे अशा काही संकल्पना असतात, तर त्या आपण ह्या डिरेक्टली English to English we can't explain. We can explain very well in a mother tongue. And so for example, honest साठी आपण कोणताही ऑब्जेक्ट दाखवू शकत नाही, किंवा कोणतंही शैक्षणिक साहित्य दाखवू शकत नाही. सो if you explain in a mother tongue, that will be very useful. Okay, the time spent method, because every time teacher has to prepare before taking the lesson, and so this is a time spent method. Okay, so these are the direct method. We have learned that what is the aims of direct method, the principle of direct method, and demerits and merits of the this direct method. Okay, now we will stop here. Thank you.